Hello, Aquarius. I am here to do a reading for you for April 1st to 7th, 2021. And I'm really excited about this week ahead, and I hope you are too. Here we are just beginning, well, not just beginning spring, but at the beginning of spring, kind of. And it's a great time of year, and I'm hoping that we have an amazing spring and an amazing summer this year. So I hope you are feeling positive and good and having really great energy today. And so let's just dive into this reading. I'm going to do a little 12 card spread here with a bonus card, and we will see what we have in store for you. Okay. Now you just saw me shuffle, and before that I shuffled like mad. And these cards were all in your overview. Every single one so far. That one wasn't. That one wasn't. Wow. That's pretty interesting. That is pretty interesting. Not only is it interesting, but that I shuffled so well, but I also, when I put the cards in the deck, when I pick up these cards and I put them in the deck, I stick them in different parts of the deck, all of them, like before I even start shuffling. So they're not together in a batch. And all of these cards were in the overview that I did for April for Aquarius. So that's pretty interesting. Half of the cards are the same. So that, oh, and I just shuffled a little more. Okay, now I have to shuffle a little more because I have to get that bonus card. And I didn't mean to do that, but whatever. It'll be fine. I'll just shuffle it back to fresh and new, as I call it. There's a feeling when you shuffle for card readings. I don't know how to explain the feeling, but there's just this feeling that it's ready to pull the card. So weird, but it's true. And there we are. The Page of Swords. There were 2 pages in the last reading, if I remember. Definitely 1 page. Anyway, you can look at it if you want to. It's for April 2021. So here we are. This is your April 1st to 7th reading. So the world is one of the best cards in the deck. You can't go wrong with that card. It's, the world is your oyster. Completion of everything you ever want to have, to make, to fulfill. You're going to have it all. I mean, that is a possibility for you. Absolutely a possibility. Lots of wands here. Really, really good cards. This card is a little bit of dissatisfaction in maybe your work or something you're trying to achieve. It doesn't mean anything's bad or wrong. You're doing what you're supposed to be doing. But it's a little bit of dissatisfaction, or you're not reaping the benefits as quickly as you'd like. Maybe a little impatience in that area. But, that happens. That's part of life. You can take this as it works for you in your own situation. If you have a job you detest, and so that's why you're dissatisfied, then, obviously, if possible, get another job. If it's just a little bit of dissatisfaction and you need to work a little harder or a little better, or, live with it because you generally like the job, even though something isn't perfect, or if you want a raise, you go to your boss and ask for a raise, whatever the thing may be for you. Think about making a change if you're really dissatisfied. The Knight of Wands, the Fire Knight. A knight that I absolutely love. I'm Aries. I love the Fire Knight. He rushes into battle. He's brave. He's strong. He's bold as heck. He gets the job done. He's all about putting things into action. So if you need to start something, and if you need to make some action happen with this guy, he's your man. He's going to rush in and, do it. And so sometimes that can be someone sometimes it can be someone you need to kind of embrace that philosophy of doing something like that if you're trying to put something in action and you need that. Or, of course, it can be just a part of your personality. And if it is, then it makes it easier to, do the thing, whatever it may be. And again, if you do read or listen to the overview, I've gone through all of these. This one is somebody's trying to do something in a very inefficient way or taking on too much work. It's a burden to carry these sticks. It shouldn't be such a burden to carry these sticks. He can, throw 5 under each arm, and then he can see, and then he can stand upright and carry them much more simply. Sometimes it's just a matter of finding a different way of doing things, or maybe not taking on such a big workload, or something like that. Something is happening that seems to be a little bit of a burden, but it's nothing bad. It's you're doing something, you're accomplishing something. You just need to do it a little differently, maybe, to make it be more effective. Now, this card can be a card of arguments. It can also be a card of somebody learning. It's like children doing a training exercise, trying to learn, how to use swords and things like that. You know, play fighting, that kind of thing. So if you have something like that going on in your life, I mean, that's a possibility. Some learning something, some kind of training exercise. But normally this card is about some kind of argument situation. Sometimes it's, less volatile. Sometimes it's just like banter, that kind of thing. But sometimes it's more of an argument situation. And again, it was right next to this card in the last spread for you, Aquarius. So it's just kind of interesting. Like, I'm really fascinated how many cards in the various spreads have been so similar. The moon is all about the subconscious, and sometimes it's about having nightmares, dreams, things like that, trying to figure out something about your subconscious, like, what do these dreams mean, or what's my subconscious trying to tell me. Sometimes dreams don't seem to have any meaning, but sometimes they do. So just kind of think about it and see if it has anything to do with any of the cards that you see here, or if it's just something temporary, because sometimes we have these dreams and nightmares and then they go away. And if you're not having any dreams or nightmares, it seems like your subconscious wants to tell you something. I mean, this card has come up twice in 2 spreads. And so, but you've got some really good stuff on the go here. So everything's good. This is a good reading, a really good reading. And then here's the Knight of Wands, and then here's the Queen of Wands. And she is a fiery queen. She is fiery and full of passion, and really good with people and doing things, and very outgoing, and forthright, and social. So maybe somebody like this, and if you do, that's great, because she's a lot of fun to know. And if you don't, then maybe it's a part of your personality, or you've got all this stuff on the go that's active, all of these wands. And so maybe you need some force and some drive from these fiery possible facets of your personality that you need to put into action, really get revved up about what you're doing. You have so many cards here that are just like so amazing. The Fool is a great card. It's an amazing card. It's a card of, knowing you're one with the universe, knowing that whatever choice you make, it's going to work out. You're going to make it work. It's, the universe has your back, so to speak. It is just a great card, a card of freedom and feeling free and empowered, and knowing you're on the right track and being in your element. I love this card so much. And then the 10 of Cups is considered to be one of the best cards in the deck. Both of these are 10s, cards of completion. This one is being at the pinnacle of happiness, with family all around you and a happy home, and your cup is running over with joy and happiness and fulfillment and everything that you could possibly want. I mean, this is really, really intensely happy, a lot of these cards. The Sun is childlike joy. The little kid is naked on a horse in the sunshine, and remember what it's like to be a little kid and feeling totally happy, where it doesn't hinge on anything. You're not having to try to, make a certain amount of money or anything. It's just joy for the sake of joy, enjoying, being on the planet, basically. And you're going to have that, and that's fantastic. And the lovers, I mean, this is a beautiful and great card. Some people read it as it could be any partnership, but I totally disagree. To me, the lovers is only a love relationship. It is a hot, sexy love card. So that's the way I read that card. It can mean something really wonderful. The happiness. I mean, the lovers, the sun, and the Ten of Cups all together. I mean, this could be your soulmate. This could be somebody. And when I say the word soulmate, I don't mean that's the only person in the world for you. That's ridiculous. That's not the case. But somebody that you could have an amazing connection with and a beautiful, happy life. So that's the way I read that. And the Page of Swords, somebody could be bringing a message. It could be a young person um, who is, or a child who's very intellectual, a scholar, always learning, always, with a bright mind to learn new things always. I mean, it's a very, very good card. And it could, like I said, it could be a message about something, but it could also be somebody or it could be, something you need to be like this. You might have a situation, maybe it's the work situation where you need to be a bit of a scholar so that you can take on some new knowledge to get you to the next stage. A lot of the things about the cards are about helping you to figure out what to do next. I mean, that's what I find them to be the most helpful for in my life. And, on one hand, you could say it's all a bunch of mumbo jumbo, but the same cards come up over and over again. It's really weird. I mean, it's not even mathematically possible. That's the number one thing that I know there's something to it. But also, even if you had no belief in it whatsoever and thought it was completely ridiculous, you could flip cards and things would come up that you could go, oh yeah, that's something to think about. I could, yeah, in my situation, in that, I could do this, or I've had that situation. I wonder if I'll be able to achieve that again. Anything. I mean, it's just a really great way to look at things and figure things out. But anyway, Aquarius, you have a great week, and I hope to see you soon.